Good morning and welcome back to the Now Morning Show, where you've heard the adage, if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail. But this morning, we are equipping you, the parents of SEA students, as we get ready to welcome a new school term come September and get you ready for the exams with our next guests. So we welcome to the show educator, or rather former educator and pediatrician, Dr. Angelina Oliver, and Mrs. Nalini Motilal, the English Language Arts Creative Writing SEA teacher, as they tell us how we're going to help to prepare parents for SEA. Ladies, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you because the first thought was, why so far in advance? But I suppose it means that it's the first step in a long process. Tell me a little bit as to why this concept came to you then, Dr. Oliver, because we all know SEA is a big, stressful part of students' lives, but to the parents, preparation was necessary. Why do you think that?
Mainly because I was an SEA parent, one, and I was also a teacher. And in preparing throughout all of my years teaching primary school, I have been an SEA teacher. I've not taught any other class. So to me, I have a lot of experience now in thinking about the parent, right? I remember telling one of my friends, girl, I think I am writing this exam. And it was so stressful on me as the parent because as a parent, you want the best for your child. You want them to succeed. You want to know that if they go to one of the denominational schools, that they would have a better quality education. And that is a fact in Trinidad, right? And I remember in preparing my daughter for the SEA exam, even though I taught the SEA classes, I was completely lost. I was completely lost because from time and time again, you realize what the SEA examiners are looking for that changes every 2 years, right? So then what you knew when you were going to school or what I knew when I was a teacher, that is not so anymore. So the dynamics of that changes. But we still want to sit with our child, we still want to help them. And especially around this time, this is where all of the practice tests start. This is where booklet after booklet, Miss is here to tell you, they give you so many booklets to practice with. That is the child at home. How do we know what we're doing as parents when we're at home? How do we know what format, what techniques that the examiner is looking for to help your child? Because we sit with our child, and I am in numerous SE groups. And every single day, you see the parents asking one question. Can you all help me with this? Can you all help me with that? So it's not a matter of the parent is not willing to help their child at home with the practice tests. It's a matter of, as parents, we really don't know. We really don't know what to do.
Mrs. Motilal is nodding emphatically because I'm sure you get the questions directly. But then why do you think then this sort of event is necessary? Drive it home for us.
So this seminar is important because parents, as the doctor said, parents play a vital and fundamental role in preparing their child for this SE exam and just part of their educational journey. By hosting this seminar, we hope to provide that support to clarify any areas of uncertainty, to provide resources, answer questions, and bring some of the teachers who have been in the industry for 10, 20 plus years to help assist parents. Because when we are supporting a child, we have parents, teachers, and the community. So by hosting the seminar, we hope to solidify that community of support for the parent, and thus it will help to benefit the child at the end of it all. We just want to make sure that children know that their journey towards SEA is not and should not be a stressful one too much, but more so just preparation for the examination.
Gotcha. Now, you've alluded to some of the persons having a wealth of decades of experience in the industry. Could you tell me a little bit as to what we can expect from the event, Doctor?
Okay, so pretty much, as Nalini would have told you, we have a lot of resources available on that day. So for instance, one of our speakers, she is the author of Teaching Creative Writing and many other creative writing books for the SE exam. And those books are actually used in the schools right now. It's on the book list to be used in 4 and 5 and even standard 3, because there is a standard 3 book as well. For those of us who would know Miss Motilal, she is a very big TikTok star. You can there's numerous resources from Nalini in terms of English language arts and creative writing. She's very good in the English language arts area, and she has a decade of experience in working with the SE student. So what we want, or what you can expect from the seminar, is that parents can get the techniques that the examiner is looking for in math, English language arts, and creative writing. Now, creative writing is much more of a broader spectrum, I would say, Nalini, and mainly because math, it's formula, you practice, pretty much, right? English language arts, you follow your grammatical rules, and pretty much you're okay, with the exception of comprehension, and Miss can explain comprehension to you because she and I, we had a lengthy conversation about that. But the creative writing aspect of it, this is where your critical thinking skills come in. Your creative juices starts to flow. But there are different techniques that the examiner is looking for other than grammar while you're writing this report or this story that would assist you. And since back then when I was a teacher, the techniques are the same, but we have flourished it. As the examiners, they have flourished it where they are looking for a bit more than that. So pretty much techniques to assist the child in terms of what the SE examiner is looking for.
Gotcha. Now, granted that we have 2 dates, June 1st and 2nd, 2 different locations, one at Naparima College in San Fernando and then the other at Bishop's in Port of Spain, we are getting the same content, just 2 different locations, so that we're covering the North and the South technically, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
But there is a registration process. Tell me how we can get connected so that parents can start preparing. Actually, before you tell me the registration process, what age is the child that we should be preparing for SE with this seminar? Are we looking at strictly those who are writing the next exam, or as you mentioned as earlier, standard 3 or earlier?
That's a really good question. You know, I had this conversation with Mrs. Lacan, which is the math expert at the seminar. And what we were saying, which is fact, SE doesn't start from 4 or 5. It does not start from 3. Preparation for the SE exam actually starts at standard 1.
Interesting.
And I remember at my daughter's school, the principal was explaining to us, why do you all think that a child who was doing poorly, getting C's and D's, they are going to automatically get their first choice? And I was like, I pondered on that because I was like, why would you say that? But when I recollect and I look at my years of experience in the education sector, you would realize that a child who has not been doing well from standard 1, the amount of pressure that is placed on that child at standard 4, the standard 4 level, it is so immense that we have children coming into the hospitals or coming into the private clinics that are so stressed, their hair is falling out, they have anxiety attacks every week, the pressure. So Trinidadians, I think that we place, society, we place, you know, that kind of pressure on the child thinking that it's the end of the world. when it's really not.
It's just the start, technically.
It's just the start.
Now, granted that we are going to run out of time shortly, I want to make sure that they get that registration information, because this is a conversation we definitely continue if we have to start preparing from as early as Form 1. Where can we register? How can we register to be a part of this
It's very
seminar?
simple. You pretty much call the numbers on the flyers and on social media, which is 682-4727, and the office would give you all the information that you need. The process is pretty much very simple. Thus far, all of our parents who registered, they would have been doing the online payments, and their e-ticket has been sent to them. Their barcode will be scanned on the day from receiving their e-ticket on their phone. Their full name would come up, and they would gain entry into the seminar.
So that we can start supporting the children towards a better performance in the SEA exam. Let me say thank you very much to you ladies for not just conceptualizing, but for executing what we really need, the community to support. This morning we are preparing the parents for SEA, and to find out more, you can check out the flyers and check them out online. But for now, we'll be back after these messages on the Now Morning Show.